early game harassment, so really good early game flexibility. So because for Bruno, even though yes, marksman, he has been picked at least 3 to 4 times at this point, but he's in the early game, he's very flexible and he's really mobile too. On the far side here with the Marsha pick as well, she is going to be shredding so many of the jungle camps really quickly. But on the other side of Geek Fam, they are looking to contest it as much as possible. They don't even care about the existence of Diggy. They're just like, you know, just melt it down. Diggy, no point, no problem. He's soft, he's squishy. Let's just melt him, exploit him, destroy it. It's going to be like a Michael Bay movie in this first game between Burmese Ghouls and Geek Fam. So, Aaron, you want to take this introduction away before we enter the Land of Dawn?
That's right. We're going to be heading in towards Game 1. Burmese Ghouls versus Geek Fam in this best of 3. Whoever wins this will head in towards the semifinals. And, of course, this is the lower brackets. Whoever gets knocked out will have to say goodbye. Now, starting things off, a little bit of that sort of time bombs being set up. Little stars will eventually clear up the mid lane. They could have actually set it a little bit deeper inside the bush, but not to worry all too much about it. Here comes the invasion coming from the side of Burmese Ghoul already. Zoran spots it out, but is there any sort of challenge from the side Fix? Oh, there we go. Oh, seems like they might have actually taken this one a little bit too far. Fix going for the dive as well, but it will be the first blood over to Geek Fam.
They have a beautiful flank coming in from the side here of ours, literally from the round with the Uranus. Just really be such a huge nuisance. But the most important thing as well was Veki. Veki just zoning out the Marsha because if Ruby were to come and add herself into the equation here, that fight would have been a little bit more different there.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And now here comes a little bit of payback time coming from the side of Geek Fam as well. They really want to actually clear out the camp. Fix does have a buff with him. And of course, Ace is not really having much to lose as well. So pretty much A-OK as we are looking at very even start except for that first blood goal.
40 bans, dude. Selena, 40 bans. First most favorable bans in 53 games, dude. That's almost 80% of the time, dude, that she always gets banned out here. Dominance just doing as much harassment as possible. I just love the fact that Dominance just predicts like, all right, you're going to the red buff. I know you're going to be coming towards this lane because it's the fastest way. I'm going to take my chance to harass you as much as possible with the rotation followed by the dispersion. But coming up to the top side.
Over the top side, we are looking at Zoran alongside with Feeks, just making sure that coast is very much clear. And Arts is running pretty much low in terms of mana. But anyways, he doesn't really need to have to rely too much over on that side. But oh no, it's going to be a big catch here for the side of Burmese Ghouls. 1-1 is going to be the score for now.
I think Zorn just like underestimated because he just realized that, oh my god, Ace has his ultimate. He's already like level 4. He probably didn't expect that and just literally get overextended and get picked up. But Diggy, out of 2 games, 100% win rate. Although this Diggy is the 3rd Diggy to ever appear in MPL. So let's see whether is it still going to follow up with this win rate lead here, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm thinking that of course things might actually change. 2 games is too little to tell like how efficient is this pick. But Becky is now getting chucked away, and members of the side of Burmese Ghouls knows how to control the top lane. As we can see, Geflick's arrow did not give that much priority around towards his Jawhead. But here comes the Turtle, though. Turtle being spawned over the top side of the river, and Geek Fam is looking to find a little bit of a lead here. Feeks, though, gets a little bit off position. We'll get back on track.
Still trying to be contesting around this Turtle as well. But remember, majority of them already has their ultimates and ready to throw it down at any time too. Although reverse time almost pulled Dominus back to the mix here, but we can see towards the lower part of the bush here, Ars having his own dance with D here. Face trying to deal as much damage as possible. Will already reduce all their Farraga armor. And now let's see how well they're going to be continuing to contest in this mid lane.
Now, Geek Fam taking things very slowly. This is a very different sort of Geek Fam momentum that we're looking at here. Giving a lot of utmost respect towards the side of Burmese Ghouls. Kito being brought down low. This might just be a big one. The reverse time on the side of Zorn, though. But this will be a big steal coming in from the side of Feeks as they manage to land that perfect retribution. So enough gold going on the side of Geek Fam now, leading just 1,000 ahead as they look to secure some pressure over on towards the side lanes.
You know, I'm a little bit concerned because right now what Burmese Ghouls should be trying to be going now is because since they have this early game harassment, they really need to try to get control of that Jawhead. But in this case here, on the side here of GEEK FAM, they know they don't want this Jawhead to be contested too much. Instantly focus towards the top side. That's pretty much why you see the Lancelot, the Kaja, always so nearby him, near Veki, because they really need Veki to really scale and pop off when the team fight starts happening out.
Arts now giving a little bit of more of that sort of DPS damage over the side of the E. Here comes Zorn though. Zorn is looking to actually secure the kill, but Arts, oh boy, he seemed like he didn't really need much help to begin with, and here comes Ace. He's getting all chunked out, and that's too much pressure for him.
Yo, man, that's a work of art right there. There's literally no answer to that, but Zorn will go to be committing a little bit of damage because he knows he wants to drop down the Divine Judgment to get the kill. Another kill for the team here, and every kill just marks a more objective, more control coming towards the side of GEEK FAM.
Now, over the side of Burmese Ghouls, taking it a little bit slowly. Veki slowly moving in towards the corners here. He might be able to actually pull Kit apart, but this is going to be a big engagement. The E going in with the last, and sadly, he secures that kill. And GEEK FAM loses one. Second kill for the side of Burmese Ghouls as they are just playing it very, very passively. They've lost that turtle fight, and it seems like from that point onwards, they really don't want to go in with those heavy commitments.
Now the thing is this, right? Despite all these fights happening at the same time, just look the difference between Ace and Fix right now. Fix is level 10. That's 2 levels above Ace here. Ace really needs to have a hard time for himself. Kid just gets instantly harassed by Ours. Ours is just, you know, like I said, he's a work of art, a great marvel. Once put Uranus on top of it, he just knows what he has to do. Just constantly harass, constantly just increase his presence around the entire map. And now he's just gonna try to look for even more fights. Instantly finds Ace, forcing Ace to go force back, and instantly allows the Divine Justice to connect on Ace, pulling him back towards his death. Fix gonna be jumping into it with his Thorn Roll, trying to do as much damage as possible. The popping the final insanity, but no damage is gonna be done either way. Instantly gets shredded, instantly get disappeared, but he has the immortality, able to come back alive a little bit longer, and D will be getting out of the situation. But Veki going with the unstoppable force, popping ejector, popping the smart missile, throwing it back all the way in. There's your three-pointer points for the team here of GEEK FAM.
GEEK FAM operating really well over the top side here. They understand that they need these multiple layers of offense where they could just throw in the Divine Judgment. They could even go in with the ejector as well. Veki, although he's a little bit low, he's going in for some daring attempt. He has the damage, and of course, eventually gets that turtle in the bag for GEEK FAM. Now, we're looking at GEEK FAM hitting 20K mark. Oh, that burst though! Feeks, my goodness me, solo kills opportunity as we look at Arts getting 4-man dope upon. So it's still gonna be one more pointer for the side of Burmese Ghouls.
Honestly, if you ask, by the way, that's a beautiful abyssal arrow. By the way, Zorn gets caught up, but he still has the amount of damage. And remember, Feeks is definitely not too far behind. It's this shred and disappear. This is what I'm saying. It was so what if you pick Diggy when you have such a huge burst coming out of a character like Lancelot, and in the hands of Feeks, he's instantly gonna shred, but finally is gonna be popped out. Feeks gets a little bit down low, won't try to get out of this situation, popped on rolls, but sadly Marsha Ruby played the time and played very patiently to try to get that final kill. Will get the kill, that was pretty huge, but instantly gets rebounded back by Zorn. But I just want to add one point, by the way. Like, I was a little bit confused when Ruby went to the side lane against Fix. He was like way ahead in levels. I'm like, yo, what are you trying to do here?
Yeah, and speaking of another question here, what exactly is Ruby DD up to? He just respawned, he walked straight in towards the trap, and this is going to be his 3rd time of seeing the gray screen. Now, looking at the side of GEEK FAM, like, they definitely have a really wide coverage across the entirety of the Land of Dawn. But they can't really seem to be getting an answer as Burmese Ghouls. They might try to focus on the side of Arts. Yes, he did brought him down once, but it takes a little bit too much of an effort for them to even bring down this really beefy unit, which is right now chasing around towards them. And yesterday, we actually heard a little bit of interview where Arts really hate this kind of pick, but Zorn though goes in, gets popped up, deleted by the side of Burmese Ghouls as they manage to secure bigger items in the back. Endless battle for the side of Ace, and D gets a Tina shield.
That was a very good punishment. Like, just literally, if they didn't really punish Zorn for overextending and not even taking it into the account that they're actually nearby, then it's going to be such a huge loss for them because Carter plays such a huge role in their initiation in this entire team come here. But will Burmese Ghoul contest for this turtle? They have the damage. Ace has the enough damage to try to take it out as quickly as possible. But Fix definitely not going to allow it at all. And remember, he's the only Geek Fam has Retribution. There is no Retribution on the side of Burmese Ghoul.
Oh,
but
here comes Arts though. He's going to go in for that. Time journey has been popped, and it will be him just going in alongside of Fix. They delete the backline, but over on the front, we do see Rubidity surviving with a tick of help. There will be Zorn going in for a flicker as well. But yet again, he will go in and still bring in another chunk of HP. Zorn now on the tick of help as well. Zorn will survive, and D tries to do as much as he can. It's going to be a 3-for-2 exchange, and now waiting for Immortality to pop. And there we go. One more member down from the side of Burmese Ghouls.
Dude, that was absolute. Like it was amazing that the fact that they managed to take down Fix at the same time. Fix a little overextended there, but still a little bit overcommitment coming from the side of Ruby. I know you want to try to get the kill on Zorn, but you had to take into account that Vecky's also quite fat as well.
Exactly, and Zoraveki is just scaling as it goes.
God, Arts.
Arts don't really need to carry this. It's going to be a very easy kill for the Uranus, and I'm definitely expecting even more to come because this Diggy doesn't seem like there's going to be much for him to do. He could just walk in, and lucky enough, there is Ace here to actually do a little bit of damage, and he definitely overestimated what he could possibly put out.
Okay, now this is the part where Geek Fam, like the scale is slowly tilting back towards Burmese Ghoul's favor. But of course, in terms of map control, Geek Fam has a little bit of an advantage here, but not the total control which we're actually supposed to be expecting from a score of 19-9 to 17.
Ruby now gets caught out here, coming from the Divine Judgment, instantly goes in for the wipe. Great catch coming from out of Zoraveki, and now this is going to be that big unit being hit right down below. 5 times now, Ruby DD cannot afford to face check.
Exactly, and the best part about it is every time they lose, now they just opens out more opportunity towards objectives. And for example, the Lord is free for them for the taking if they choose to take it for themselves. And Vecchi, I just love it. He's just going to be applying a little bit of pressure towards that top side, prepared to try to zone out as many members as possible so they can freely take this Lord without any contestation.
Now, speaking of that, that's going to be Feeks already added, just tickling it a little bit more. But I don't think that is the best time to say to get the Lord. If you can wait maybe another few minutes, it will be the Luminous Lord coming up online as well. So might as well wait for something that's more concrete. Arts will be regenerating his health very, very easily. Another Abyssal Arrow will not connect coming in from the side of Kid. As you can see, the Selena is having a very tough time to deal with all this sort of pressure coming from the side of Geek Fam. And now, Geek Fam should be able to secure this one. But here comes the Burmese Ghoul, and they are walking right in, and maybe will not get anything out of that. So now being brought down low, and now there's going to be a time journey being popped not in time. And Arts eventually closes right in. One more kill for the side of Geek Fam. Becky, though, so close to the brink of death, but that's all that they can get for now.
The 3-man tried to contest for that Lord and instantly just get retaliated back heavily, mainly because we saw Arts and Vecchi, like, even though we weren't able to fully see that, but if you saw on the minimap, they zoned out so many members. Vecchi's almost went down, but the fact that he still managed to get out alive was such a bonus for the team. He had no losses at all.
Speaking of losses here, I definitely would say that they definitely gained more than they lost. Oh my!
Arts!
He could have actually gone down, but he popped the ult just in the right timing.
Let's be honest, Uranus is just... Uranus is Uranus.
They need a permanent ban on this hero. I kid you not. They need... This is the thing that I've been telling some people, that we need even more bans for variety. Like 5 bans each should be the way to go moving forward in the international ones. But here goes Zondo.
Well, he flickers out, almost get out of the situation as well, but will not be able because sadly Ruby's going to be the one that's sealing the fate. Vecchi tries to get out of the situation. D going to be probably going to final insanity. Will get the kill on Vecchi. On the outside, huge pickup coming from the side here of Ace as he is able to mow down Fix here. Arts still trying to hold things alive. Almost going to kill on Ace, but Ace with the itemization will get the bonus line steal he's going to get and will able to secure the kill. Another one for himself.
Team-wide.
And a pure 5-man team-wide, well played coming from the side here of Burmese Ghouls.
It seems to be that they are making a big comeback and they're going to be splashing right in. They've played with the toys long enough, and now, of course, Burmese Ghouls is all grown up and they're ready to slowly dominate some of all these contestants here. Maybe though, as much as he's really low, he just says, I want to clear off that cannon unit. All right, all the job's pretty much done. And for the side of Geek Fam, they know it's time for serious business, because now that both sides are hitting the late game, this is not going to be much. And of course, for the side of Burmese Ghouls, they are playing it very, very passively, and they need to do so because there's still going to be Geek Fam here that can actually run over them from multiple angles. So they really have to take good care.
And we're going to be now literally all counts out to Zorn right now, because it's not Zorn got caught off guard, and that instantly just popped things off for Burmese Ghoul, and it was such a great opportunity and such a catch for them too. Art's going to be trying to see if he can try to split push the lane a little bit more, gives them a little bit more option to see how they're going to be engaging back on Burmese Ghouls in the base. Because let's be honest, it's very difficult to go even a 5-man jump into a single lane against 5-man who's currently just mainly prioritizing just in defense. So we see both Veki and Arts doing what they do best, split pushing, being a nuisance, going for backline, just dropping as much as a presence, and just put so many options, so many things for Burmese Ghouls to think about.
Now the buff is up online. Burmese Ghouls will be flanked from the back, though. Arts will be able to actually dish out some damage, but they will be cornered up. Oh boy, all of them getting stuck right there. Kid will be the one that gets chopped in towards pieces, while Geek Fam now has the advantage to open things up from the top lane. But Arts, of course, getting held there by D. They will be able to actually sustain, but it doesn't really matter too much, as Arts should have no issues whatsoever.
And the best about it is that they didn't really commit any majority spells just yet. The Zorn still has the Divine Judgment. Veki is ready to go anytime with the Unstoppable Force. Now it's just a matter of who are they able to catch, who are they able to punish. But for sure, they really want to try to prioritize Ace a little bit more, because Ace has just a little bit too much damage. Fix want to see whether he can try to solo Ruby and will definitely get the kill for himself. That's one man out of the equation. Now just waiting for the next wave of creep. This might be the final nail in the coffin for Burmese Ghouls once all these creeps hit towards their respective lanes.
Well, they're still going to be the Lord up for contention, so Burmese Ghouls need to slowly find a way to rotate to try to perhaps make an attempt for stealing. But there is no redemption from the side of Burmese Ghouls, and Arts has been constantly pushing waves, and they can't seem to be leaving certain things unattended, or else it will backfire for sure. But here comes the Lord, and this might just be the game-winning criteria for either sides.
Still, everyone's just holding down the lane. Let's see whether our dear friend Veki will be able to take the Lord by himself. But of course, Fix is definitely not going to let him do it by himself. Falls back to a system to see whether this next slot will be able to pull it up. Because the first slot they take was a little bit difficult for them, because they were not able to pull through with him. But anyway, Veki is going to go with the ejector, pulls D all the way to the back down. That's it. That's normal Faraga armor for him. Execution going to be committed, and Fix instantly forces D to pop that Immortal, try to get alive to see whether he can succeed in that situation. But it's not going to be enough. He will fall here. One member down. They're going to be looking for a couple more kills as well. Ars pushes forward, finds Ruby, mowing down to size a little bit. Kid also trying to see whether he can try to force any mistake coming from the side of Geek Fam. But Geek Fam is just playing this one step at a time.
Geek Fam making sure that they can secure this Lord. They've already startled it. They are pretty much 3/4 in towards taking down the Lord, and I think that this should be very much good work for them. There's no time for the side of Burmese Ghouls. They have to play defensively, while Arts is marching right in, trying to look for maybe once again. Has to open up the time journey to make an escape. So with big elements down, maybe it's a high time for the side of Geek Fam to really react. Now the pause comes right in. I'm glad that we are back here really, really quickly, so we do resume our match from 18 minutes onwards. And now, yep, normal stuff coming from Zorn.
Now the things gets a little bit more dicey for the situation here. Lord's currently pushing down towards the mid here. The goal lead, definitely not such a major goal lead just yet. It's just pretty much a 5,000 goal lead. Objective-wise, of course, Geek Fam has a total of 6 towers compared to the one that Burmese currently has collected for themselves here. Now this fight is going to be the one to see whether they're able to hold this as long as possible and probably even prevail from this engagement. But the Lord just instantly pops the inhibitor. There's quite a amount of damage to Ruby. Ruby has to start to slowly fall back. Ars just bouncing it back and forth with the Transcender Wall. Now they want to see if they can get even more inhibitors. Top side won't fall. They're trying to defend against this Lord. The Lord has already done his job. They're going to be dancing right into the mix here. Vecchi Flick is all the way in because he wants to try to see if he can even eject someone all the way to the back line. Flick's doing such an amazing amount of damage. Ace as well, but Ace is still alive. So is Fix, but they're totally fine back up because they already done much damage. But Ars still diving into the mix here and we'll get the kill on Ruby.
Did you just see the HP on Ruby though?
Disappeared, dude.
I don't believe it. Arts, he is just crushing it right now. And I didn't really, even Ruby did not expect that sort of damage. The thing about the Marsha is that you need to trigger off to make sure that your HP is still intact.
Yes.
But if you're having such a quick burst, like there's just no time to react.
Yo, I feel so bad for Ruby. It's a really tough game where he's always face checking into bushes here, always getting caught at the wrong position or the wrong time as well. And the thing is that every time he gets caught, it's not like he's able to follow up with the team. The team is never nearby. And at the same time, the team will be forced to actually forsake him because they know if they fully try to commit to save him, they actually might suffer even more losses. But Ars just done an absolute fantastic job. I don't know why, it's just every tanks or every tank fighters or tank supports, they have always been setting up the best and priority moments for all their marksmen and all their hyper carry to really excel here.
Exactly, and we're seeing Soren slowly balancing all the waves. Only Arts is the one constantly shoving, so they do expect the top side to need a little bit more attention. That's where Selena now gets a little bit more room over on towards the Lord section, as that will come up 1 minute and about 10 seconds from now.
Actually, I'm trying to figure out, like, are they purposely like leaving the bottom jungle a little bit more open, a little bit less control for them to actually push on, try to bait it out? But anyway, coming back to the bottom lane, deep pressuring as much as possible. But Ruby once again out of position, but he really want to try to get a kill on Vecchi, and the window of safety has opened up to him. He was able to eject Ruby away from into his teammates, and that's gonna be the end of Ruby once again. And now we one member out of the mix here. Will Geek Fam be playing a little bit more safe, or would they try to push and get rid of this final inhibitor?
Yeah, I think that Geek Fam just really wants to go in pickoffs after pickoffs. It should be no problem for them to secure this Lord easily. And judging from the fact that they've already lost so many towers, it's pretty much high time for them to actually secure and brute force their way in if they really want to, and Arts doesn't seem to care. Lee is the only one that can actually hold the ground alongside with Ace. The most important thing for Burmese Ghosts is that Ace needs to stay alive in the entirety of the team fight. Now, Fix is looking to slowly rotate towards the Lord Pit while everyone else will be holding each one of all these lanes. Arts, yeah, is constantly shoving, pushing towards the top lane while D just slowly getting in the face of Zorn. That's a lot of damage, but he's got immortality. Both sides definitely having a little bit of that sort of tickle against each other while Arts is changing his lane. He's looking for Ruby DD. Look at the shred of armor. It doesn't even matter at all.
Yep, but still really great push and aggressiveness coming out from the side here. D is just really trying to remind on the side here of Geek Fam, like, hey, I'm here, don't try to do anything funny. But Ars on the other hand going to be pulled back with the reverse time here, and thankfully he's going to be able to get out of that situation by popping out that consecration.
Consecration already being popped out, like you said, as we are looking at Feek slowly cutting through some of these health of the Lord. Kit so far only managed to get one frag off, while there's going to be a little bit of that commotion here with Last Society being popped up. They're going to be losing that Firaga armor on towards D, but here comes Arts as well. Zorn though.
Oh my god. Zorn Ars gonna be instantly get melted down by our dear friend Ace with a multi-kill. But on the other side, finally Ruby able to come online in the situation where he doesn't need to worry about any of the back line. And assisted alongside with Ace, definitely no issue, no problem. He's able to be shredded out, but instantly gets punished by Zorn because Zorn is like, hey, you get a little bit low, you're gonna be regretting it entirely. Dominus gonna be having his immortality pop back up, but there is no point even if he comes back alive because there's no teammate on the side here of Geek Fam to assist him in any way. Now that clash was, even though sure, it's 1 to 3 here, pretty beneficial for the side of Burmese Ghouls, I think it's pretty much great for
Yeah,
sure.
I would say that the Geek Fam side definitely made a couple of mistakes right here. And right now, it's already the late game. They cannot force out these sort of matters anymore. They need to respect Burmese goals because they are hitting their cap. You can see full items on that Bruno already. So they really have to take this one seriously. Burmese goal now like knocking over the side of the Lord. This might just be what they really need to actually make their way in back for this game. Ace now looking for the final deal, and seems like the Burmese side will secure the Lord, and it will be Luminosity on it.
This is where I'm getting a little bit concerned, because the reason why I brought up the previous score 9-17 or even now 19-30 is mainly because, like, if you see, normally when you see the score, you're supposed to be expecting that the team with the highest kill score should be dominating the other team. But in this case, Burmese gold equal in farm. Geek Fam just gave a little bit too much space towards the side here of Burmese goals, and now Burmese goals is at the level where if Geek Fam should make a mistake, they are going to be regretting it for the entire time of the game.
I would certainly say so as well. Geek Fam now already understanding that they might have actually had that sort of a problem coming on their way, especially with the Lord now moving them towards the top. BG will actually find a way to actually crush the mid lane tower finally, while D just walks right in. Viraga Ama still pretty much healthy, as they will also find the bomb side. But somebody's got to deal with that Marsha as well as the Lord. This is looking very, very bad for the side of Geek Fam now. And members of Burmese Goals, they're slowly escorting the Lord, and they need to respond to this push.
Man, they're really trying their best here. Zorn trying to see if he can actually try to force up, but the reverse time is going to be pulling it all the way back in. Kid trying to see if he can pop in the Primal Darkness, see if he can try to get the kill for himself here, but he has to fall by a little bit too deep there. Now the time here, Marsha, Ruby was able to get a solo kill on Veki. That is huge. Now they're literally left with 4 men to try to defend against this Lord, and a full team really trying to come here. But Ace gets a little bit down low, so does Kid. They need to try to hold this as much as possible. Fix is Ruby. He needs to try to bring one himself. He's going to get it! He's going to get it! Oh my lord! The back door happening! Ruby DD, we were mentioning how many times he was out of position, how many times he's been making the mistake, but finally